You can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. Not a quiet kind of alone. Not the peaceful, I need space kind, but the heavy kind. The kind where your phone is full of contacts. Your social media is full of faces. Your calendar is busy. Yet at the end of the day, there's this strange silence that no notification seems to fix. And here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't talk about. We are living in the most connected generation in human history, and also the loneliest. Now imagine something interesting for a moment. A person wakes up in a modern apartment in London, checks messages before even getting out of bed, scrolls through Instagram stories of friends laughing in restaurants, sees LinkedIn posts about success, TikTok clips of perfect relationships, and by breakfast time, they already feel behind in life. Not because something is wrong with them, but because something is quietly breaking in the way we connect. Psychologists now call it a loneliness epidemic. And it's not just about being physically alone. It's about emotional disconnection. That gap between how connected we look and how connected we feel. Let's break this down simply. 1. We replaced connection with communication. We text more than we talk. We react more than we respond. We send emojis instead of emotions. And slowly, without noticing, conversations became shorter, but not deeper. Think about it. When was the last time someone truly asked you how you are and waited long enough to hear the real answer? Not the "I'm good" answer, the real one. Most people don't wait for that anymore because everyone is busy performing their own version of life. And this is where the problem starts. We didn't just lose time, we lost depth. 2. The illusion of being socially full. Scroll through social media for 5 minutes. It looks like everyone is constantly traveling, laughing, building businesses, being loved, living the life. But what you're actually seeing is not connection. It's highlight reels. And your brain doesn't always know the difference. So it starts asking silent questions. Why is my life not like that? Why do I feel left out? Why does everyone seem happier than me? Even when your reality is fine, your perception starts bending. And that distortion creates something powerful and dangerous. A feeling of being alone in a crowd. 3. The breakdown of real-world interaction. There was a time when connection was physical and unfiltered. You met people at work, in parks, in cafes, in neighborhoods. Now, we walk into cafes wearing headphones, sitting next to strangers, both of us scrolling through separate worlds. No eye contact, no small talk. Even workplaces have changed. Remote jobs, digital meetings, hybrid systems. You can work with someone for months and never truly know them. You see their name on a screen, not their life. And that creates something subtle but powerful. 4. The brain was never designed for this level of isolation. Here's something most people don't realize. Human beings are wired for community, for real presence, for physical cues, tone of voice, facial expressions, silence between words. When those disappear, the brain doesn't interpret it as modern convenience. It interprets it as distance. Even if you're surrounded by technology, your nervous system can still feel unsafe. And over time, that emotional distance starts to feel like loneliness. Not dramatic loneliness, just quiet, constant background loneliness. The kind you don't notice at first, until it becomes normal. 5. The paradox of modern life. We are more reachable than ever, but harder to reach emotionally. We can send a message in 1 second, but feel misunderstood for days. We can join thousands of online communities, but still feel like no one truly knows us. And this is the paradox that defines our time. More connection on the surface, less connection underneath. So people adapt. They become busy. They become distracted. They fill silence with noise. Music, scrolling, videos, anything to avoid that uncomfortable feeling of emptiness. And once that quiet feeling settles in, it doesn't just stay in your thoughts. It starts changing how you live. Slowly, almost invisibly, you stop reaching out first. You stop sharing small moments. You start saying, "I'm fine," more often than you mean it. And before you realize it, loneliness stops feeling like an emotion and starts feeling like your default setting. But here's where it gets even more interesting. and a little uncomfortable. Because loneliness today is not only caused by lack of people. It's also caused by the quality of connection we're allowing into our lives. 6. Superficial connection feels worse than no connection. There's a strange psychological truth here. A short, shallow interaction can sometimes make you feel more empty than no interaction at all. Why? Because your brain recognizes effort without depth. A quick, "Hey, how are you?" text that never leads to a real conversation. A friend who reacts to your posts but never checks on you when you disappear. A group chat full of messages, but no real emotional presence. It creates a subtle emotional confusion. You feel socially active, but internally untouched. And over time, that mismatch builds frustration. Not loud frustration, quiet frustration, the kind that sits in the background of your life. 7. The identity shift happening in silence. When people feel disconnected for long enough, something changes. They stop expressing themselves fully, not because they don't have anything to say, but because they don't expect it to land anywhere meaningful. So they start shrinking emotionally, less sharing, less vulnerability, less openness, and slowly loneliness becomes not just something you feel, but something you become used to carrying. This is where it becomes dangerous. Because humans adapt quickly, too quickly. What should feel wrong starts feeling normal. 8. Why success doesn't fix loneliness. A lot of people assume loneliness is something that disappears when life improves. Better job, better income, better lifestyle. But psychology tells a different story. You can be successful, busy, and respected, and still feel emotionally disconnected. In fact, success sometimes increases loneliness. Because responsibilities grow, schedules tighten, and genuine connection gets pushed to the background. You meet more people, but see fewer souls. You attend more events, but have fewer real conversations. And that's why some of the most successful-looking people quietly struggle the most. Not because they failed socially, but because their lives became optimized for achievement, not connection. 9. The hidden cost of digital comfort. Let's talk about something most people don't notice. We replaced uncomfortable human moments with controlled digital ones. Instead of awkward conversations, we text. Instead of rejection, we scroll. Instead of silence, we play videos. Feels easier, safer, more comfortable. But comfort has a hidden cost. Because every time we avoid real interaction, we also avoid emotional growth. And without emotional growth, connection weakens even further. So the cycle continues. Less real interaction, more discomfort, more avoidance, deeper loneliness. 10. The truth about what people actually need. Despite everything changing in modern life, human needs haven't changed at all. People don't just need attention. They need recognition. They need to feel seen without performing. They need conversations where they are not edited, filtered, or reduced to a version that fits online life. And most importantly, they need presence. Not constant availability, real presence. Because presence is what breaks loneliness. Not followers, not messages, not notifications. Presence. Even one meaningful conversation can do what 1,000 interactions cannot. 11. Breaking the cycle. So how does this shift actually happen? It doesn't start with big life changes. It starts with small decisions. Reaching out to someone without a reason. Having a conversation without checking your phone. Asking a question and actually listening to the answer. Sitting with silence instead of filling it. And slowly rebuilding what modern life has quietly reduced. Real human connection. Because the truth is, loneliness isn't solved by adding more noise into your life. It's solved by adding depth. And when you start doing that, when even a few connections become real again, something shifts internally. You don't just feel less alone. You feel more grounded in your own life. So maybe loneliness today isn't just a crisis of being disconnected from others. Maybe it's a reminder that we've been connected in the wrong way for too long. And the solution isn't to withdraw from the world. It's to reconnect with it more honestly. Because in the end, people don't remember how many conversations they had in a day. They remember how many of them made them feel understood.